Dear friends, welcome back to Automate with Rakesh. In this video, I have come up with another method called .count method. In this video, we are going to learn and get an introduction to LINQ aggregate functions. So what is a LINQ aggregate function? We will first learn that, and then we will get introduction to .count, what it returns, what kind of syntax you'll be using and all that. And after that, we are also going to get 6 different scenarios to solve. 6 different scenarios. This will be pretty helpful. So let's get started. Remember, skipping video might lead to loss of key concepts. In-depth learning is essential, so do not skip the video while you're watching. So let's get started. First thing, I used a term called LINQ aggregate functions. What are they? Sum, count, min, max, average, aggregate. All these functions or methods are known as LINQ aggregate function or LINQ aggregate operators. Okay, sum, count, min, max, average, aggregate. Now, in this, we are going to learn the .count method. So let's understand what is the purpose of .count. The count method is used in LINQ to determine the number of elements in a collection. Collections like array, list, data table. For example, in array you have got 5 elements. So it will tell you how many elements are present inside a collection. That is the purpose. What it returns? It returns integer. It returns an integer representing the count of elements inside the collection. Now, the parameters that we can use. So I'll show you all this in demo. It can be used without parameters. I mean, within the parenthesis, within the bracket, you pass some condition. Without that also you can do it to count all the elements inside the collection or a sequence. It can also be used with a predicate. That means you can declare, predicate means you can declare lambda expression and write some conditions, and with that also you can use the .count method. So let's see that practically. Let's move on to UiPath Studio. Moving on to UiPath Studio, the very first thing, what you need a simple input. It is a simple table containing ID 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Then it has got names A, B, C, D, E. It has got certain department IT, HR, finance, IT, HR, and some salary values I have put. These are demo data that you need for your practice purpose. So kindly create this particular simple Excel file you created. Once you have created this, let me move to UiPath Studio and start experimenting with the .count method. We'll learn a lot of things. Now, after how do you read the data table? You pretty well very much know it. Read range, and then finally I'm putting into a variable called dt. So dt becomes my input variable upon which I'll be applying the .count method. Clear? So let me minimize this. Okay. The very first thing, let us drag and drop a assign activity. We'll learn slowly and understand everything in depth. Assign activity. And here let us create a variable. Because the return type is integer, what kind of a variable I will create? An integer variable. So I'll create a variable and say output OP. Go to the variable panel, change it to integer. Done. Now here let us write the expression. Now we'll start with a very simple example. Okay. What is the simple example? Look at the data. Now in this, I wanted to simply count how many rows are there. What I want, the very first task, let me write in a notepad, count number of rows present in the data table. This is my very first task. Count number of rows present in the data table. Now to achieve this, what you do, first you take the data table name, which is dt. .AsEnumerable, you have to convert that to data rows, and then simply apply this count method with the open and close parenthesis. Simple, pretty simple. Now if you do this and save it, and let us add a log message or a message, better would be a log message. And here, let me use the variable OP. Now, if I'm going to run this, what would happen? This workflow is going to tell me how many rows are present in my data table. So look at the output. The output is 5. Now let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many total rows are there? 5 rows are there. It doesn't count the header. Remember this point. It doesn't count the header. It will count rest of the data rows. So total how many we have got? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got your very first syntax or the LINQ query is dt.AsEnumerable.Count. So let's copy that to a notepad. I will pass all this in the description of the video. You can also get it from the description of the video. Let me second condition, what we want to achieve. Let's say I want to count how many IT employees are there in the data table. How many IT employees are there? So there's a condition I'm passing. Now to achieve this condition, let's go back to the syntax and slightly modify it. Here, because there's a condition, I will use lambda function x, and then using this x, I'm going to say, what is my condition? The condition should be IT employee. So where that IT employee is written in the department column. So simply take the name of the column, department, DPT. So here x double quote DPT department, convert that to ToString and then trim it. Sometime you might have extra spaces, so trim it. It's a good idea when you write some code in the production, it is better to trim that specific text. So here I have done a trim. Then I will say dot equals to what? It should have IT. Okay, simple. So I say dt.AsEnumerable.Count function x department dot string trim equals to IT, and then close the parenthesis. No error, everything is good. Now what this is going to do, it is going to check. It is going to go through each of the row and check the department should be equals to IT. Okay, now let me save it and let us run this. Excel file appears to be busy. I might have kept in edit mode. Hit escape, save it. Let me run it again. Okay, so you saw the output is 2. It is saying in your data table you only have 2 employees who are from IT department. Is it right? Yes, we only have 2 employees who are from IT. So second code also you have got. Let me copy this code and put it in the notepad. Okay, now let us think of another condition. So we have got IT. What if I need 2 different conditions? How many from IT and HR? How many employees are there from IT department and HR department in the data table? So if this is the question, how do you frame? How do you frame your query? Let's see that. Okay, so this is my first condition. It should be IT. After that, I have to write one more condition, which is I have to write OR. So remember, many people will get confused when they see how many are from IT and HR. So here AND is there. So what happens? You will get confused. Okay, I have to use an AND operator. You should not use an AND operator because IT and HR are from the same column, right? It is there in the same column. So when you're dealing with the same column and you're dealing with multiple values, you use a OR, not a AND. AND should be done when you are comparing this column and this column. He should be from IT and salary should be greater than 10,000. Then there you use AND. If you are saying IT or HR from the same column, you don't use a AND, you use a OR operator. Remember this very important point. In the exam, people will get confused and select AND, which is a wrong one. So here the question is what? How many from IT and HR? If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, the output should be 4. Now for that, how do you write? Come here. Now look at it. While you are writing your syntax, it could be much longer. It is hard to read. In such scenario, what you do, let's say I would like to write it in the second line. There is an error. To avoid this error, what you do, you simply use an underscore. Okay, simply use a underscore. Got closed. Hit enter, right, or there's an error. So here in the first line, give a space and use a underscore. So that way the error will be gone. Now let us continue writing our condition. So here our one more condition is he should be from IT or he should be from HR. The department should be HR. Pretty simple. X department IT or X department should be equals to HR. Okay, done. Now close this one. All done. Hit on OK and run this. Now if you see, what is the output that we have got? 4, which is right. 4 people from IT and HR. 2 people from HR, 2 people from IT. So the count is correct. So here I have used OR operator. Clear? Okay. Now let me ask you one more question. So we got that code. Let me copy this code. And put it in the notepad. Now fourth question. Let me ask you, how many from IT whose salary is greater than 20,000? What I'm saying, greater than 20,000. Simple question. How many from IT whose salary is greater than 20,000? So let's check it here. So if you see, this guy is earning 15,000 and this guy is earning 40,000. So only one. The count should be only one. Now how do I get that? How do I write the query for that? So here it is saying he should be from IT. He should be from IT, right? He should be from IT and his salary should be, so I can use a AND operator, and his salary should be what? Greater than 20,000. So for that I'll use a underscore so that I can write it at the bottom. And then let's write, you should not use a underscore here. After this, hit enter. Okay, and there you put a underscore, space underscore. And here I am writing and what is the next condition? The salary. So we have to deal with salary. So I will say X is the object, and then within parenthesis I will say salary. Ensure the column name is exactly matching how you have written. So it is salary, right? So salary, and I have to convert this because this comes as an integer. I have to convert this into comes as an object. I have to convert this to integer. So remember, when you have to convert, how do you write? Simply say cint, convert to integer, cint, and put a bracket. So it is converting to integer. After that, it should be greater than how much? 20,000. You put that value and close everything. Clear? Look at the code I have written. This is very important, very helpful to keep your code in a readable format. So I'm using a space underscore and writing the next condition below. So here there are two conditions. He should be from IT and his salary should be greater than 20,000. Is it 20,000? Yeah, 20,000. Okay. Now if I click on OK and run this, let's see the output. Use Excel file. Some problem with the Excel. Stop it. I think I'm doing. Okay, hit on escape. If you are keeping in edit mode or something, it might give error. So let me close this. Let us run it again. Okay, you can see the output has come 1. Clear? The output has come 1 because only employee whose salary is greater than 20,000 from IT is this guy. Now let me ask one more question. I'll use greater than equals to. Whose salary is greater than equals to 20,000 and they are from IT and HR. So greater than equals to, if I say, this guy also will get included. And then this guy will get included. From HR, this guy will also get included. So the answer should be 1, 2, 3. The output should be 3 people whose salary is greater than equals to 20,000. So how do I write that? So first of all, let us copy the syntax that we have written. Come to the notepad, and here I'm going to paste. Okay, now what is the next thing I have asked? How many from IT and HR whose salary is greater than equals to 20,000. Okay, greater than equals to 20,000. So how do I write it? Let's go back to the code. Okay, so just to avoid confusion, we will start the code once again. So the very first thing, we'll use dt as enumerable, and then we will write, we want to count, so count method, and then we'll write the lambda function, and we'll say x, and then with the x object, I have two different conditions here. One is he should be from IT and HR and salary is greater than 20,000. So salary should be greater than 20,000, right? So here, what contains your salary? The salary column, right? Exactly, you check in your Excel. Salary column, which is contains your value. So first you have to convert this salary column to integer by writing cint. We saw that. And then this value should be greater than or equals to 20,000, right? What is the condition? Greater than equals to 20,000. So same thing, let us write here, greater than equals to 20,000. Okay, so this is your first condition, and with this you have another set of conditions. What is the condition after this? They should be from IT or HR department, right? Now for that we can simply hit enter, or better you hit enter here and give a underscore. Now let us write again. So again I'll copy this or simply write it x dept department dot toString dot trim. Okay, x department dot toString dot trim dot equals to what? It should be IT or the same thing, let us copy, equals to HR. So remember this value that you are entering, right? The value that are entering should be exactly same. Okay, 20,000 and the HR. So here in the Excel file, if I see, it is written capital. So they are case sensitive. Ensure you are entering in a right way. So our query is done. And then let's save it and let us run this. Okay, so now you can see the output has come 3 output has come. So you can see IT 40,000, HR is 25,000, and this guy is also 20,000. So output is 3. Okay, so these are a couple of conditions. Now let us say one more condition. For example, let's say 3 columns you want to use, whose name is so and so, for example, or whose ID is so and so. So how do you implement that? So let us first copy this code. Copy the code, keep it. I'll pass all this in the description, okay, so that you can verify. 6, let us create some conditions where same condition, how many from IT and HR and finance. Let's say IT, HR and finance. So salary is greater than 5,000. Let's say I'll change the condition here. Now in this you are adding one more finance here, right? And the value is greater than 5,000. So for this, first you change the value to 5,000, and here you have to add a additional or. So copy this, say or, paste it and change it to finance. Okay, so finance. Now let's see what is the output of this one. something wrong maybe with the parenthesis. Okay, or I have written twice. Now save it. Let's run this. So greater than 5,000 I said. So what is the output? 4 people, IT 4 people who are salary is greater than, so you can see 1, 2, HR 3, finance 4, 5. So actually the output supposed to come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, right? Whose salary is greater than 5,000. So why that did not come? So that did not come because of the spelling mistake here. Okay, you can see because of the small spelling mistake, it did not come. So let me save it here. Save, run it. I think I'm keeping the Excel in edit mode. I'm clicking there. Okay, so now you can see the output has come 5. So you can see your code is working perfectly fine. Now with this experiment, I hope you would have learned a lot of things. One small thing let me do here is by copying the code and I will pass it in the description of the video. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Let's meet in another video, and all this codes, keep it somewhere wherever you are learning, on a Word document or any file, you save it so that you can use it in the future. Thank you guys. Let's meet once again in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do give it a like to the videos that you're watching on my channel. Thank you for your contribution also. Thank you.